chose Virginia College for cosmetology and got the skills she needed to start her own client list. Today, Regine owns an award-winning hair salon and helps others realize the power of their dreams. Sometimes, success starts when the lessons that change you help you change the world. Virginia College, your success starts here. Call or visit vc.edu.
Unlike a bank, Safe Federal Credit Union never pistol-whipped a hermit crab. Unlike a bank, Safe has defeated Chuck Norris in hand-to-beard combat. Almost. Unlike a bank, Safe smells like chocolate. But most importantly, Safe is not for profit and member-owned, so you get lower fees, better rates, more services, and you get to keep more of your money. Unlike a bank. Experience Safe Federal Credit Union, where my membership matters.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
Back at Colonial Life Arena as coverage of the Weekend of Champions continues here on the South Carolina High School League Network. 5 state champions already crowned, 3 more games to go, including the 2A boys, Newberry and North Charleston coming up. But last night we had a thriller as Gaffney came from behind to knock off Lexington in overtime. John Versteeg, Bob Shields with you here. John, you're a courtside reporter here for this Bishop England Columbia 2A Girls Championship game. And as courtside reporter, I know you're supposed to get with the winning coach. So where were you positioned near the end of that game?
Well, you really had to be about halfway. I was over at the scorer's table.
Thank you.
And once it kind of shifted towards Bishop England, we were able to get in ahead of the melee. But boy, Bob, where do you start with this game?
What a finish.
Unbelievable. On one sense, you're so happy that Bishop England was able to come back, get their first state championship in girls basketball, only the 101st state championship for the Battling Bishops program, one of the more storied programs in all of the South Carolina High School League. But really for Bishop England, Amber Corbett, 14 points. Michelle Boykin, the sophomore. How about Michelle Boykin? She had that big bucket that tied the game at 35 apiece with 5:40 to go. Made the shot that got them up 42-41 with under a minute to go, a little over 40 seconds left. And fittingly, Amber Corbett, the 1,000-point scorer, finished it off with hitting 1 of 2 free throws. But really, let's go back to what happened with Columbia and Narisha Victram. Your heart just breaks for her. I know she was very emotional on the court at the end of the game. She had that pass that just went out of bounds and then had the open
Had the wide open player there.
And you talked about it. I mean, you were right underneath the bucket.
This basket right behind us. Oh, I thought it was in. I thought it was money, and it was a great shot. It just didn't go in.
Yeah.
A 3 that would have won it, obviously. Instead, it's a heartbreaking 2-point loss for the Columbia Lady Caps. Just a great transition up and down game. 2 contrasting styles, I think we saw there, John, and that's certainly what we're going to see in this 2A Boys Championship game. 2 contrasting styles. Newberry just absolutely lights it up offensively. They average over 78 points per game. In fact, you can check the stats there. They've won 3 of their 4 playoff games by 30+. Whereas North Charleston, 22-6 under first-year coach Blake Hall. It's defense for the North Charleston Cougars. I said first-year coach Blake Hall. He's actually in his first year, and this is North Charleston's 3rd coach in 3 years as they are now into the state championship game for the first time in a long, long time. How they got here? Well, it was obviously a great run by Newberry with their offensive statistics. Again, averaging over 78 points per game. Well-balanced is what they've got. They'll play as many as 13 players. Talking with Coach Chad Carey, who's in his 11th year with the Bulldogs. They just will press it, push it, and shoot it. That is what they do. And, of course, North Charleston plays outstanding defense. Again, you've got a coach who's been there 11 years, whereas with North Charleston, you've got not only first-year head coach, but the school's 3rd coach in 3 years.
Very interesting. You talked about how they got there and talked over the graphic, but the second-round win for Newberry just by 1 point. So interesting to watch. It was just so such a dichotomy, 3 blowout wins and then 1 win where they just got snuck past. It was Eau Claire in the second round, but for North Charleston, certainly Anthony Williams, the heart and soul of that team. I know you'll talk about that a little bit more. And obviously for North Charleston, be interesting to see if they can continue their 12-game winning streak against Newberry.
It's obviously a shorter drive from Newberry here to Columbia than from coming up from the low country, but there is a decidedly larger Newberry crowd on hand here at Colonial Life Arena. It is the 2A boys state championship game. We're just moments away from tip-off here in Colonial Life Arena. It is the Weekend of Champions on the SCHSL network.
Tyler Ryan here with some Breaks for Less math. Some guys are going to give you a 2-wheel brake job. It's going to be about $200. At Breaks for Less, you get brakes on 4 wheels for $99. Let me add this up. A $99 4-wheel brake job is twice the work for half the money. That is the kind of math that just makes sense. Breaks for Less is the only way to stop.
Breaks for Less, 6 locations, including Irmo and Lexington. Ladies, come in on Wednesday and get 20% off. Call 254-STOP.
This is Regine. Her parents taught her about success and the power of a dream. Regine chose Virginia College for cosmetology and got the skills she needed to start her own client list. Today, Regine owns an award-winning hair salon and helps others realize the power of their dreams. Sometimes, success starts when the lessons that change you help you change the world. Virginia College, your success starts here. Call or visit vc.edu.
Unlike a bank, Safe Federal Credit Union never pistol-whipped a hermit crab. Unlike a bank, Safe has defeated Chuck Norris in hand-to-beard combat. Almost. Unlike a bank, Safe smells like chocolate. But most importantly, Safe is not for profit and member-owned, so you get lower fees, better rates, more services, and you get to keep more of your money. Unlike a bank. Experience Safe Federal Credit Union, where my membership matters.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome once again to the Colonial Life Arena in Columbia, South Carolina. It's time now for the 2A Boys State Championship basketball game here on the South Carolina High School League Network. Emerson Phillips courtside with my broadcast partner, Stacy Huff. Glad you're with us for championship weekend here for high school basketball in South Carolina. It's Newberry, and it is North Charleston for the 2A championship. The winner will hoist the trophy.
And it is a battle of contrasting styles. Newberry, Bulldogs, they want to run and gun. They're the smaller team. North Charleston, much bigger, want to pound it inside and play at a deliberate pace tonight.
All right, we'll start talking about the Cougars from North Charleston High School, your lower state champions for 2012, 22-6 coming in. And their featured player today, Stacy, will be Anthony Williams, an all-state forward.
16.2 points per game, 77% from the free throw line, 8 rebounds. And guess what? The young man can also pass the ball. An all-state selection. He's a talented guy. Keep your eye on number 42.
Anthony Williams had an electric dunk last week in Florence. Here's your starting lineup for North Charleston. Samuel, Rayner, Baldwin, Brown, and Williams for the Cougars coming in 22-6 and winners of 12 in a row. And we spoke with North Charleston head coach Blake Hall about today's championship game.
I don't know if you tell them much other than it's a game. The hoops are the same height. The ball bounces the same way. I have a good group of seniors that played in the lower state finals last year, so they've been on the big stage before, which I believe helped last Saturday, and hopefully it'll help this coming Saturday. So I don't know if you really say much.
North Charleston's opponent today, the upper state champions from Newberry High School. The Bulldogs come in 24-3. They have won 7 in a row. Their head coach is Chad Carey, and the featured player for Newberry, Stacy, is Jalen Alexander.
He wears number 23. Your man is only a junior. They only start one senior, but Jalen Alexander can stroke the long ball, good from deep. He plays an all-around floor game as well. As you see, he gets 5.5 rebounds a game, a couple assists, and a couple steals. He's a solid player all around.
Newberry trying to win the first state championship since 1998. We'll check the Newberry starters. MJ Wise, along with Jalen Reeder, Kaheem Prelo, Jalen Alexander, and sophomore Trey Miller. Chad Carey, the head coach from Newberry, we asked him what he told his kids heading into today's championship game.
Man, that's a great question. My thing, what we've been talking about all year, the next game. And it just happens to be the state championship, and you have to do what we've been doing all year. Don't change anything, just go play like we've been playing and play it, and hopefully in the end it turns out the way we want it to turn out.
Newberry's last state championship coming in 1998. North Charleston has not won it since 1997. So, Stacy, these are two programs that have waited 14, 15 years for the opportunity to capture another basketball state title. They get that chance today.
And I can tell you what, Newberry, the whole community is excited. It looks like they emptied out the town at Newberry. A lot of folks made the trip down the interstate for this ball game. But again, as I said, this team has scored 90 points plus about 6 times this season. So they're going to try to get the pace up and down. And the Coach Hall said for North Charleston he wants no part of that kind of ball game. So we'll see which one has their way.
All right, our courtside reporter today is Bob Shields. Let's check in with Bob.
Yeah, guys, like I mentioned in the between game segment there, Newberry much closer to Columbia, but what I've talked about with all these Bulldog fans is the tremendous support they have had for this ball game. They're all showing up in their Dog Nation towels. And as you can see, there's a huge crowd of them up in here checking out the ball game tonight. It is Newberry and North Charleston. Stacy, Emerson, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Bob Shields. 32 minutes of high school basketball today for the 2A boys state championship. Stacy, part of the weekend of champions for high school basketball here in Columbia, and we have been treated to some great action thus far. The last game that just ended, the 2A girls won by Bishop England, was a very tight, down-to-the-wire affair.
It was their first championship ever, and Columbia High, another local team, goes away disappointed, but a valiant effort. Went down to the very last minute of the ball game, and I think we're going to have this same type game with the Newberry Bulldogs going against North Charleston Cougars.
All right, Newberry with playoff wins over Liberty, Eau Claire, Carolina, and last week they defeated Lee Central at the Florence Civic Center to win the lower state championship. North Charleston's playoff wins over Wade Hampton, Andrews, Mullins, and Marion. We'll get a timeout. We'll come back to the Colonial Life Arena for more coverage of the 2A championship. Newberry and North Charleston coming up next. This is number 3. Brandon
Look at the flip
Burkholder.
pass. Here comes Lee. Lee, one-on-one. Fire scores.
From the acute angle, David Frazier.
Championship point, Del Toro. That's it. Hillcrest wins. It is Sanders. Sanders pulling away, showing his speed.
For all the best in South Carolina High School League Championship action, both live and on demand, your destination is SCHSL.TV.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect.
Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the SCHSL network, go to schsl.tv/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
Come at you.
One shot.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Bulldogs from Newberry taking on the Cougars from North Charleston for this 2A boys high school basketball state championship. Emerson Phillips with Stacy Huff along with our SCHSL network crew. Glad to have you with us today. Stacy, I misspoke prior to the commercial break. Newberry is your upper state champions. They defeated Lee Central at the Bilo Center in Greenville last week, and it was North Charleston defeating Marion at the Florence Civic Center to win the lower state championship. So these two teams have won 4 playoff games each to get here, and we are now set for the introduction of today's starting lineups.
Let's meet the starting lineups for this championship game. First out of Newberry, South Carolina, wearing blue uniforms with gray trim, with an overall record of 24-3, representing Region 2, Class 2A, the upper state champions, the Newberry High School Bulldogs. At a guard position of 5'9", junior number 11, Jalen Reeder. Playing the second guard position of 6'1", junior number 23, Jalen Alexander. Playing the third guard position of 5'10", sophomore number 42, Trey Miller. At 1-4 position of 6-foot senior number 5, MJ Wise. And playing the other 4 position of 6'3", junior number 14, Kaheem Prelo. The head coach and athletic staff is Chad Carey, assisted by Adonis Hill and Michael Hughes. Their opponents from Charleston County, South Carolina, wearing home white uniforms with royal blue and gold trim, with an overall record of 22-6, representing Region 6 Class 2A, the lower state champions, the North Charleston High School Cougars. At a guard position of senior number 11, Bernard Samuel. Playing the second guard position of senior number 31, James Brown. At a forward position of freshman number 20, Trey Rayner. Playing the second forward position of senior number 22, James Baldwin. Playing the third forward position of senior number 42, Anthony Williams. The head coach of the Cougars is Blake Hall, and assistants.
Blake Hall, the third head coach at North Charleston High School in the last 3 years. Stacy Huff, this is his first year at North Charleston, and he's got his club here in Columbia to play for the championship in year number 1. There's Blake Hall in the blue tie. He's a Charleston product. He played at Pinewood Prep and then played college ball at Coker College in Hartsville.
And he's actually a former All-State player at Pinewood Prep and played overseas a little bit. So he's an experienced guy, but young guy, relates well to the players. But I'll tell you what, there's our official. Go ahead and talk about our officials.
Jody Moots, Tommy Stribble, and Michael Gatewood, our officials for this 2A championship game. Newberry wearing navy blue with the light blue numbers, and it's North Charleston wearing all white. The Cougars control the tip. 8 minutes are on the clock for the first period of play. On the high post for North Charleston, Anthony Williams. Here's Williams on the floor a couple of times, and a leaner with the right hand. Nothing but net. Now Now the Bulldogs on the other end, a head fake and a dribble drive and a pass over to MJ Wise, right side iron, tip up no good, rebounded by Williams for North Charleston. North Charleston fans have to be excited to see Anthony Williams get off to a good start. He hit his first shot and now rebound on the other end defensively.
Yeah, as he goes, they go. He's definitely their best player, but they're a solid team. They play 7 players. All of them can play. All of them have talent.
Kahim Prelo with good defense on Williams that time, and North Charleston keeps possession. Williams sets the high screen, and James Brown takes it in. Ball loose up to the top of the key to Williams. Now bounce pass on the two-hand jam for number 22, Jamal Baldwin.
Jamal Baldwin's the kid who played big in the lower state finals. Number 22, look up, he's emotional. 6'4", quick hops. Nice pass on that play as well. Gotta love the ball movement early for the Cougars, Emerson.
Newberry on offense. They have averaged 91 points per game in these playoffs. A travel call will give it back to North Charleston.
Nice feed on that play. Take a look at that. Nice feed by Bernard Samuel, the point guard. Good diagonal bounce pass there.
Newberry with a matchup man press here, trailing 4-0. And the Cougars from North Charleston get it to Anthony Williams. And now it's James Brown, number 31. Over to the left wing to Samuel. Samuel cut off on a baseline drive. Get it back out, pull up 16-footer. James Brown, no. Offensive board and a follow, yes. Jamal Baldwin.
And that's the nightmare for Newberry. You don't want to give up. The size advantage is there. You can't let them beat you on the boards all night. It'll be a long night for you.
Jalen Reeder on a dribble drive, threw it off the knee of Trey Rayner. Out of bounds, it'll remain Newberry's basketball. And
take a look right here. This is just watch 22. It's a jumping jack. Goes up the second hop. A lot of guys can't do that 2 jumps like that. Athletic talent.
Pass inside. Newberry's got Prelo in there. Prelo in trouble. He had it taken away by James Brown. Here's Brown into the front court. And he'll circle it back out. Hold up 2 fingers on the right hand to call the play. Williams bounces out, takes the pass, and feeds it inside for Rayner.
MJ Wise, the defender, turned his head for 1 second. That's all it takes. He got behind him for the basket.
And a Newberry turnover taken away here by James Brown. Brown threw it away. Or did Newberry get a piece?
The ball was deflected by Jalen Reeder, I believe there. Emerson, number 11, got a hand on it.
You're right, it is off of Newberry. So North Charleston out to an 8-0 lead in this 2A championship game. Keeps possession, 3-pointer, wouldn't go down. That was number 11, Bernard Samuel. And now it's Reeder going the other way for Newberry. Couldn't hit from inside, running full speed. Now North Charleston back the other way. Count the basket and the foul.
MJ Wise grabbed Anthony Williams and grabbed him low. Didn't allow him to get his arms above his waist. To let a guy get his arms above his waist, he has a chance of 3-point play. Watch him grab him low around the waist. He reached to the arm, he just missed. Great finish by Anthony Williams. 10-0 start here, and mass substitutions by Newberry. That's how they do.
Stacey, one aspect of this game that we have not touched on is depth, and Newberry seems to have an advantage in that area. They'll play as many as 13 players today, where North Charleston will play 7, maybe 8 the entire ball game.
Yeah, and all Newberry's players can play. The problem is none of them are 6'6", but all 13 can ball.
Here's a 3-pointer. Jalen Alexander off the back iron, then the front iron, and it drops off into the arms of Anthony Williams, the All-State forward for North Charleston. Off the handoff, James Brown takes it in. His shot contested and missed. And now it's Newberry with Notorious Booker inside to Bennett Wilson. Wilson with the head fake and a rim out. Williams another rebound. Jump pass. And a foul on Newberry. It's number 31, Jalen Lindsey, called for the personal.
6'2" sophomore, Jalen Lindsey, one of the bench players that just came in, but look at that nice drop-off pass right there. Good look ahead. He got a lot of ball there, but the arm comes through. As you see, he hit Jamal Baldwin on his left arm there, and he's going to get 2 shots.
So here's Baldwin, the 6'1" senior, averaging 8 points and 8 rebounds per ball game.
Newberry fans on your screen, they're a little anxious. They're waiting on that first basket.
Second shot. Jamal Baldwin, good. A 12-0 North Charleston advantage to begin the ball game. Newberry trying to find some offense. Three-pointer airborne. No good. Rebounded. We had a push-off on the rebound. I believe they got North Charleston for the push.
Yeah, they got him for a little boxing out there. It's all good, hard basketball. A coach will take that foul. Just effort, trying to carve out a little space in there.
Pass into the elbow and a bounce feed inside. And another North Charleston foul coming up here. That'll be the second foul on the Cougars. 2 fouls thus far on Newberry. So Alexander runs over to inbound. He'll send it out to Notorious Booker, number 4, just into the ball game. Bennett Wilson is in also. This is Wilson, pull up from 15. Hand in the face, he put up an air ball. Good defense by the Cougars.
Yeah, ball might have been deflected there, a little block.
Coming up on 4 minutes gone by here in quarter number 1. And it has been all North Charleston to this point. Brown with a skip pass. Over to Samuel. He'll put up the 3. Too strong. And a rebound by Newberry. And here come the Bulldogs. They like to get out and run. Wilson with a pass into the front court. That ball lost. And it's loose on the end line. And the referees say off of North Charleston.
On the offensive end of the floor, Newberry is bothered by the height of North Charleston, Emerson, no doubt about it. They're not a shy team, they're not bashful, but they are being bothered by the length.
And miscommunication on the inbound pass results in a Newberry turnover. And Chad Carey, the Newberry head coach, wants a timeout. He'll get it with 3:53 left in the first. Let's listen in to head coach Chad Carey from Newberry.
Just the way they get along with each other, the friendships they have. Off the floor, on the floor, they're walking down the halls together. And what they've done to our community is probably the best thing, and they don't even realize it. Newberry's a small town, country town, and when we come back from the Upper State Championship the other night, they met us at McDonald's in a long line and a police escort and all that. So that's been special, and just the way they play. They play hard and they play for each other. So.
Head coach Chad Carey from Newberry talking about what makes this Bulldog team special. North Charleston with the basketball. Anthony Williams doubled, head fakes, leans in, and gets the roll. Anthony Williams and North Charleston playing well in this first period. They're threatening to run away with this thing, Stacey.
They're up by 2 touchdowns right now. Pitching a shutout. That's 2 sports for you.
And a takeaway here by James Brown. Brown cruising in and a finger roll with the right hand.
16-point lead. Newberry may want to go ahead and go to their Sunday best offensive play. They need something on the board right now.
And a steal again by Williams. Threw it into the lane. North Charleston on the floor after it. Good hustle play by Rayner. And the Cougars have the ball again. And a travel call will give it back to Newberry. You're right, Stacey. Just a longer, taller North Charleston team has given Newberry fits.
See Anthony Williams there with his hands on his knees now, though. The idea of Newberry is to wear you out. They just got to score points. The pace is going to eventually help them out, but the length, they won't grow any taller during the ball game. Mass substitution once again.
North Charleston sends Josh Middleton, a 6'5 senior, into the game. He's number 5. Newberry got it inside, couldn't score it. An offensive rebound and a follow. That dances across the rim, no good. Williams, another muscle rebound. Man-to-man Newberry defense. On the dribble, working around the left perimeter is James Brown. He got inside, lost his footing, threw it away. Newberry with number 14, Kaheem Prelo, to Booker. Booker from 10, short.
They're just playing tight on offense, short arm and shots. I think they're worried about the length.
Now it's the Cougars on offense. Shot blocked on the inside by Newberry.
He Prelo, number 14, got a hand on that. Blocked that shot. 2 minutes left to go in the quarter, and Newberry has yet to scratch.
North Charleston to inbound with number 20, Trey Rayner. Bullet pass in to Josh Gant, the sophomore just in. Late whistle.
You think?
Fast break had started for Newberry, and the whistle came. So there's the call that'll go against the Bulldogs. 3 fouls on Newberry.
Something stuck in the whistle.
2 on North Charleston. Number 11 is Bernard Samuel. He'll float and score. An 18-0 North Charleston run. Newberry grazes the iron with a three-pointer. That was 42, Trey Miller, the sophomore guard. And with 1:39 left in the first quarter, we got a shutout brewing here at the Colonial Life Arena.
Yeah, we're on almost an 80-0 pace for the ball game, but I don't think it'll end up that way. Just tight. Looks like nerves for Newberry.
Double team across the timeline here. Newberry trying to force a steal, and they get a jump ball call. And it will be Bulldogs basketball. 1:29 to play in the first quarter. Worst case scenario for Newberry, Stacy, they come in, they have not gotten good shot selection because the North Charleston defense has been so strong, and the height advantage for North Charleston has led to some easy opportunities for them on offense.
And that's exactly what Coach Chad Carey did not want to happen, but them to have an effect with their pace, they got to still score on offense so they can set up their pressure defense.
Miller jacks the three, yes sir. Newberry on the board. Pressure now by the Bulldogs. North Charleston handles it across the timeline with Josh Gant. Gant over to Williams. 16-footer too strong by Bernard Samuel. Offensive boarded by Gant. He put up an air ball in traffic. Newberry's got it. Here come the Bulldogs. Final minute of the first. Near steal by Williams. Wise collects the loose ball. They get it over to Reeder. Reeder called for a shuffle of the feet.
Yeah, he went about 3 directions at one time. Couldn't quite get it going. Take a look right here. Finally scratched. They're aptly named Trey Miller. Again, if your name is Trey Miller, you better make some threes. Gets one up right there. Air ball the last time, so Newberry's not going to stop shooting, though. They only play one way, Emerson.
Newberry trailed Lee Central 17-10 at the end of the first quarter last week, but a much more sizable margin that the Bulldogs are faced with this week in the championship matchup. Williams side of the lane, spins and goes baseline, got stripped, but kept it, missed the shot, but the tip is up and in by Baldwin.
And that's the height advantage right there. They're pounding the glass.
Here's Miller for another three, short, and a rebound for Jamal Baldwin, nearly taken away by M.J. Wise. Newberry, another loose ball here, that ball loose for several seconds. And finally, a foul on North Charleston. They get number 20, Trey Rayner.
That's only their third foul, I believe. But a pretty clean game for North Charleston all the way around. Only a few seconds here left for Newberry to try to get a shot up. Never would have thought 20-3.
Lob out to Bennett Wilson. Bullet pass into the corner. Tough long two. Won't go. Rebounded by North Charleston. James Brown the board, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter. All North Charleston. Two-hand jam for the Cougars, and they are having their way with Newberry here in the first quarter. We'll be back.
Tyler Ryan here with some Breaks for Less math. You know, some guys are going to give you a two-wheel brake job. It's going to be about $200. At Breaks for Less, you get brakes on 4 wheels for $99. Let me add this up. A $99 four-wheel brake job is twice the work for half the money. That is the kind of math that just makes sense. Breaks for Less is the only way to stop.
Breaks for Less. 6 locations, including Irmo and Lexington. Ladies, come in on Wednesday and get 20% off. Call 254-STOP.
This is Regine. Her parents taught her about success and the power of a dream. Regine chose Virginia College for cosmetology and got the skills she needed to start her own client list. Today, Regine owns an award-winning hair salon and helps others realize the power of their dreams. Sometimes, success starts when the lessons that change you help you change the world. Virginia College, your success starts here. Call or visit vc.edu.
Unlike a bank, Safe Federal Credit Union never pistol-whipped a hermit crab. Unlike a bank, Safe has defeated Chuck Norris in hand-to-beard combat. Almost. Unlike a bank, Safe smells like chocolate. But most importantly, Safe is not for profit and member-owned, so you get lower fees, better rates, more services, and you get to keep more of your money. Unlike a bank. Experience Safe Federal Credit Union, where my membership matters.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
Back in Columbia, a lopsided first quarter of play. Stacy, we knew North Charleston was good, but I don't think we had any idea that they would take a 17-point lead in the first quarter.
And if you think we're surprised, the Newberry Bulldogs are more surprised than we are. But they'll pick it up, though. I think this game will settle down and get pretty good as it goes along.
North Charleston in white, Newberry in navy blue, and the Bulldogs deflect a pass out of bounds.
They're picking up the intensity on defense.
So the Cougars inbound and get it into the block. 22 is Jamal Baldwin, outside to Samuel. He'll knife in, score it, but they'll wave the basket off on a charging call.
Kaheem Prelo, number 14, he does the dirty work inside for Newberry. He stood there and took the hit. It was a pretty physical hit that time and drew the charge. Good play.
An 18-0 North Charleston run to start the basketball game. Jalen Reeder bounces it to the foul line to Bennett Wilson. He'll move in among the big boys, and he got called for steps.
He's trying to do too many things at one time. Got caught in the paint. He thought he got fouled. He was going to the free throw line. He thought he was getting 2 shots, and they called the travel. Doesn't look at Coach Hall there from North Charleston.
Errant pass, saved from going out by Samuel. Skip it over here to Brown. Newberry remains in a man-to-man defense. Nice pass on the baseline. The cutter scores. That's Rayner.
Nice pass that time. I'm more impressed with the pass that time. They're really moving the ball well for North Charleston.
Now Newberry, another long two is airborne. Left side iron, an offensive rebound. And a pass to the right wing. Now give it up top. Wilson throws the head fake, drives in. Had it stripped away. It's loose on the floor. Wilson had it. Who's got it? Jump ball call. It'll be Newberry's basketball.
Just nothing easy right now for Newberry. They need an easy basket to get them off the snide, but just not happening for them.
Notorious Booker back in for Newberry. Bennett Wilson will leave. Alexander inbounds. Newberry's hit 1 field goal in this ball game. Short on the 3 by Booker. And a rebound pulled down by Trey Rayner. James Brown spins into a double team and a takeaway by Newberry. Tyon Williams with the layup.
Nice play by Williams. Good defense, good finish. And a nice box haircut as well. Don't forget the box haircut.
Now North Charleston runs the floor and a travel call here.
North Charleston wants a blocking foul right there. But he might have been some steps there. Good call by the refs. Take a look at that play right there. Tyron Smith just with a good defensive play and speed to the basket.
Newberry into the front court now. Reeder over to Booker. Booker moves baseline. He got bumped and fouled as North Charleston tried to deny the baseline drive.
Yep, good defense. North Charleston's played a very, very good. I don't want to take any credit from them by saying Newberry is nervous or anything. North Charleston's playing solid on defense.
Absolutely.
They know how to use that length.
They do, and they're a taller, longer team like we talked about, and they've really utilized that to jump out to this big lead. There's notorious Booker from Newberry. Tavares Curitan into the game for the Bulldogs.
The notorious PG. Notorious Booker.
Back iron on the foul shot. And here comes Anthony Williams into the front court. He'll float it up with the right hand and lift out to the right. But another foul, this time on Newberry.
We got Trey Williams for that, I do believe. He reached out and gave him a little hand check. Anthony Williams moves very well for a man of his height. He's about 6'6", but he's very fast and has pretty solid handles for a big man as well. So he's a tough matchup.
Anthony Williams, all-state forward from North Charleston, 16-point average and 8 rebounds a game. And Anthony Williams was quoted in the paper this week. Stacy is saying that when Coach Hall took over, he wanted these guys to place more emphasis on academics, and Anthony Williams improved his grades. Bank the three for Newberry. That's number 23, Jalen Alexander. And Newberry will take it.
He'll take it. I think you're supposed to call that. But he'll take it.
24-8. Block shot on the inside. That's clean defense by the Bulldogs. And the block shot by the guard, TJ Boulware. And then he dribbled it off the foot of a North Charleston player. Blake Hall looks on. Placed an emphasis on academics. Not to say there wasn't one beforehand, but he made it a point of emphasis when he took over the job. Newberry misses from 3. That was Alexander. Alexander scrapping with Williams. And Newberry picks up the loose ball. Boulware takes it in. Boulware swatted out of there. Swatted out by number 22, Jamal Baldwin.
Jamal Baldwin spiked that ball. I don't think it would have been better had he kept it in play, but he threw it out of bounds, let the fans touch it a little bit. Went up with the proper hand, the left hand, but just well timed by number 22, Jamal Baldwin. And Baldwin is a senior, 6'4", plays both ends of the floor very well for North Charleston.
So Newberry keeps it. Alexander head fakes the 3, gets it over to Boulware. He'll pull the trigger on a 2-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Jamal Baldwin. North Charleston on offense with James Brown. Off to Samuel, now back to Brown. Samuel gets a screen from Williams, crosses over the dribble, leans in, lays it off, and a layup.
Nice pass by Samuel. Several times now he's penetrated and laid off some nice passes for his big guys.
Reeder tried to kick it over for a 3, but a takeaway by Baldwin. He seems like he's everywhere.
He is. Long arms, very athletic.
Now Baldwin on the other end. Kicks it out to Williams. He'll try the 3. No. Ball hits the floor. Trey Miller's got it for Newberry. Miller pulls up, got hit from behind, and put it off the back iron. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, he just pulled up and stopped it. Anthony Williams was running behind him. Emerson had no idea he was going to stop and couldn't get himself under control and collided with him. Newberry needed that basket to go into. They need a 3-point play right there. Team averaging about 80 points a ball game, has 8 with 4 left to play in the second quarter.
More substitutions for Newberry. And we have a 30-second timeout taken by North Charleston.
Yeah, they're trying to get themselves together because it's not necessarily a run by Newberry, but they're seeing, them trying to start to attack and commit some silly fouls. So Coach Hall seems like a cat that is not put up with a lot of nonsense. He's going to nip it in the bud.
Yeah. continuing with the point about the academic emphasis by Coach Hall, you know, he told all of his senior players that the younger students in the school look up to you as members of the basketball team. So it's very important that you set a good example, not only with the way that you play and practice, but with the way you conduct yourself in the classroom. And Anthony Williams took that to heart. He improved his grades, and Anthony Williams said he understands that basketball is important at North Charleston and that the young people in the school do look up to the boys on the basketball team there. So real immediate impact being made by new head coach Blake Hall, who's trying to win the state championship in his first year at North Charleston.
He's going to spoil him, Emerson. He's got to win it every year if he does it this year.
North Charleston on offense again here, 26-9 pull-up, 15-footer. Came up short. Baldwin, another rebound. Baldwin battling with Bennett Wilson, and they'll get Wilson for the foul.
Emerson Newberry is doing a good job picking up their defensive intensity, but as I said in the prior game, the defensive effort isn't over till you get the rebound. And they're just not, stopping and holding North Charleston to just one shot. They're giving up too many second chance opportunities, and now they're going to end up, they would never get in foul trouble. They play too many people, but they're putting them on the line soon because of all the hacking.
Short pass in by Rayner. Skip it to Samuel. He'll pull the trigger. Rattle out the three. Wilson's got another loose ball for Newberry. And this will be a travel, yes.
They stepped right there. Again, the length, Emerson, he hesitated. He saw the height coming at him for the block shot, and he shuffled his feet in the effort to make the pump fake.
Newberry's press has only yielded one turnover. If my recollection is correct, Stacy, they just have had no answer, whatever they've tried. Runner off the window is good. That's Bernard Samuel.
I like Bernard Samuel. Good player. Does it all as a guard. Can pass it and can score.
Samuel, Baldwin, Williams, all very active, along with James Brown, Trey Rayner. This is Rayner on the floor, and that's a jump ball call. It'll go over to North Charleston. They have their largest lead, Stacy. It's 19 points, 3:02 until halftime.
They're going to get full court pressure right here, but they've handled it well so far. Look at Bernard Samuel with his hands on his hips.
Williams, the big fella's got some handle, 6'6", and a bounce pass, and short on the shot from down low by Middleton. Now it's Newberry with Booker, and he was fouled. Let's see if it's on the floor.
I believe he did him 2 shots.
It will be a 2-shot foul.
On the other end, Anthony Williams made a nice pass. He had a couple of drop-off passes like that in the lower state finals. Very impressed with his all-around game. He can pass it.
So Booker back up at the foul line. Reeder back in. Stacy, we're taking nominations for the all-hair team, and I like Reeder, number 11 there for Newberry.
That's one of our guys right there. He's got to be the point. We'll let LJ Peak be the shooting guard, but it's a point guard right there. And we need a coach.
We need a coach.
Okay, Coach Hall might be putting a bid in.
Coach Hall got some good hair.
Got some good hair going on there. Young Pat Riley look over there.
Nice hair for Coach Hall.
Young Pat.
Newberry with Booker and a crossover, and his pass through the lane deflected and taken away by the Cougars.
He forced that pass. They're playing very rattled on offense.
North Charleston doubled on the sideline. And Newberry knocked it out on their bench. So North Charleston keeps it. Substitution, Newberry, Jalen Lindsay. One of 3 Jalens on this Newberry club.
Very popular name in the Newberry area. That's Coach Chad Carey right there. Former Newberry High School player himself. And Newberry College.
Brown lays it over right side for a rattle out from 19 feet by Williams. Middleton went up with the offensive rebound. Lost the basketball. Newberry's got it. Reeder, and then a big-time collision. Side of the lane on the baseline there. Prelo got hit pretty good right there, and they'll get North Charleston for the foul. 8 fouls. Check it. 9 fouls on North Charleston, 5 on Newberry. Just under 2 minutes left here in the first half.
You look at Jaheim Prelo right there. Another one of the Newberry kids that also plays on the Bulldog football team. You can tell he's on the defensive end, doesn't he?
That's 8 fouls on North Charleston, 5 for Newberry.
You would think Newberry would have more fouls as much as they play that full court harassing defense, but not so.
This is Prelo, good on the first foul shot. Jaheim Prelo.
Coach Hall putting in work right there.
There's Prelo averaging 12.5 points a game for Newberry. 2 for 2 on that trip. Another sub, Jeremy Summers, a 6'4" junior, in for the Bulldogs. As Rayner gets set to inbound against full court pressure from Newberry. And a throwaway right to the arms of Summers. Working around, nice passing by Newberry. Can't hit the 3. Same team, 2 Newberry players had it. Summers backs it out to the 3-point line. And a steal by North Charleston. This is James Brown and a follow jam.
Yes, sir. You had to get up to get down. Bernard Samuel. Great putback.
On the other end, shot blocked by Baldwin. Here come the Cougars. Samuel put it on the hip, and it'll be called for travel.
He got it caught.
Got it hung up on the hip.
Yeah, he got it caught. He got it caught. He knew what he wanted to do. He saw the play, Emerson, but his hip got in the way. But what a nice throw down just there on that putback from a guard position. Take a look. Ball lips off the rim, and nobody puts a body on him. He just goes up and over. Yamo be there.
Celebration after that jam for the Cougars. 3-pointer Trey Miller. He's got a pair of threes in his game.
Need more of that. Trey Miller's been a bright spot for him in the first half.
Miller's got 6 of Newberry's 15. And North Charleston doubling up Newberry. Open for 3, left wing. Goodness gracious, shot at 3 feet over the rim.
That's not his game now. The 3-pointer is not Bernard Samuel's game.
He hit the glass, and that's all. So now Newberry, Jalen Alexander, rim out. Baldwin, another rebound.
Oh, we probably got a little push off on that rebound right there, but that's too much size and strength, man. They've been killing Newberry on the boards, both ends of the floor.
This is Samuel, had it poked away from behind on a nice defensive play by Jalen Alexander. I'll tell you what, Stacy, 15 points. At this point, you got to feel like Newberry would take that. Maybe they can cut it to 13 before halftime. You get the feeling that it's just been an awful first half for them, and they may not be. It could be worse going down. Oh yeah, going into the half down 13 or 15 points.
No doubt. Remember, they put up a 31-point third quarter last weekend.
Well, it's 17 now as James Brown took it into the lane and scored it.
He's got a new bag.
Alexander, difficult shot on the bank, no good.
This is not a good possession right there.
Not the shot Newberry was looking for. Here we go, 4 seconds, 3 in the half, 2, 3, James Brown, no. And that'll bring us to halftime, 32-15. The Cougars from North Charleston scored the first 18 points of this contest, and they are having their way here in the first half of play. My name's Emerson Phillips. My partner is Stacy Huff, and courtside we have Bob Shields. And here's Bob with Blake Hall, the head coach from North Charleston.
Blake Hall, an 18-0 run to start the game, up 32-15 here at the half. Could you have expected a better start from you Cougars?
No, the kids came to play. I got a group of seniors that wanted to be here, so they're ready to play when the game started. A little disappointed in the second quarter, giving up so many points. I think it was 12 there. But we got to control the boards and keep playing, and their depth is going to get to us a little bit, but we got to play through it. You got 16 minutes to play here in the high school championship.
Your biggest challenge at halftime, is it convincing them that this game's not over?
Yeah, they know it's not over. They don't need to know that. It's just playing through a little bit of tired and fighting them, keeping their heads on them, keeping their heads not falling into Newberry's game.
Coach, thanks so much for the visit. Blake Hall, the first-year head coach of the North Charleston Cougars. What a start here for the Cougars, up 32-15 at halftime. Emerson and Stacy courtside.
Big first half for North Charleston. Let's get a timeout. We're at halftime in the 2A boys title game in Columbia. North Charleston with a whopping 17-point lead.
Ryan here with some breaks for less math. You know, some guys are going to give you a two-wheel brake job. It's going to be about $200. At Brakes for Less, you get brakes on 4 wheels for $99. Let me add this up. A $99 4-wheel brake job is twice the work for half the money. That is the kind of math that just makes sense. Brakes for Less is the only way to stop.
Brakes for Less, 6 locations, including Irmo and Lexington. Ladies, come in on Wednesday and get 20% off. Call 254-STOP.
This is Regine. Her parents taught her about success and the power of a dream. Regine chose Virginia College for cosmetology and got the skills she needed to start her own client list. Today, Regine owns an award-winning hair salon and helps others realize the power of their dreams. Sometimes, success starts when the lessons that change you help you change the world. Virginia College, your success starts here. Call or visit vc.edu.
Unlike a bank, Safe Federal Credit Union never pistol whipped a hermit crab. Unlike a bank, Safe has defeated Chuck Norris in hand-to-beard combat. Almost. Unlike a bank, Safe smells like chocolate. But most importantly, Safe is not for profit and member-owned, so you get lower fees, better rates, more services, and you get to keep more of your money. Unlike a bank. Experience Safe Federal Credit Union, where my membership matters.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
Halftime at the Colonial Life Arena, 32-15. North Charleston jumped out to an 18-0 lead to start the ball game. Bob Shields is courtside with the principals from each of these schools. Bob?
Emerson, I am with Katrina Singletary, the principal at Newberry High School, and Robert Grimm, the principal at North Charleston High School. Our start with Dog Nation and rally time, obviously, for Newberry. I know this is not at all what you all expected.
Absolutely. I think the boys are a little bit nervous playing in the size of the Colonial arena, has their nerves a little shook up, but we've come back fighting before. We had a little rough last week at the Upper State Championship. We were able to come back in third and fourth quarter and rally to a win, so I hope that happens today.
You've got a great crowd here, Miss Singletary. Talk about the support, the excitement, not only in the school but the community.
Yes, the excitement comes because we haven't been down here for the run at a state title since 1997 or 98, and so the community has rallied behind. We have 3 high schools in our district. We've got people from all walks of life, all of the areas, and the kids, I mean, it's taken a life of its own. It's just, we're so excited for our boys, and so regardless of what happens today, we have definitely pulled the community together because of these boys.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Miss
you.
Singletary. We appreciate that. Again, Robert Grimm is the principal of North Charleston High School. 18-0. Wow, what a start.
Yeah, that's a nice start. It would have been better if it would have started 20-0, but we'll take 18-0.
Your first-year coach, Blake Hall, has really stressed the academic side of things. As a principal, I know that's what you'd like to see.
Love it. He's a great coach, doing a great job. And first time on the big stage, and just like last week, he carries himself with poise, and it reflects in the way the boys play.
Great support here as well for your Cougars.
We brought up 4 fan buses packed to the hilt. You know, it's a 2.5 hour drive for us, and we're playing an away game because Newberry's packed this place.
They did bring a big crowd. Mr. Grimm, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
It is halftime here. It is the weekend of champions at Colonial Life Arena on your SCHSL network. Emerson Phillips, Stacy Huff, courtside.
Thanks again, Bob. We'll get another timeout, and we'll come back with the start of the second half, the 2A Boys Championship, and it's North Charleston in front.
Ryan here with some breaks for less math. You know, some guys are going to give you a 2-wheel brake job. It's going to be about $200. At Brakes for Less, you get brakes on 4 wheels for $99. Let me add this up. A $99 four-wheel brake job is twice the work for half the money. That is the kind of math that just makes sense. Brakes for Less is the only way to stop.
Brakes for Less, 6 locations, including Irmo and Lexington. Ladies, come in on Wednesday and get 20% off. Call 254-STOP.
This is Regine. Her parents taught her about success and the power of a dream. Regine chose Virginia College for cosmetology and got the skills she needed to start her own client list. Today, Regine owns an award-winning hair salon and helps others realize the power of their dreams. Sometimes, success starts when the lessons that change you help you change the world. Virginia College, your success starts here. Call or visit vc.edu.
Unlike a bank, Safe Federal Credit Union never pistol whipped a hermit crab. Unlike a bank, Safe has defeated Chuck Norris in hand-to-beard combat. Almost. Unlike a bank, Safe smells like chocolate. But most importantly, Safe is not for profit and member-owned, so you get lower fees, better rates, more services, and you get to keep more of your money. Unlike a bank. Experience Safe Federal Credit Union, where my membership matters.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
Getting set for the start of the second half of the 2A Boys Championship game. Let's go over to Bob Shields, who's with Chad Carey from Newberry.
Yeah, thanks so much, Chad Carey. Your ball club averaged over 78 points a game. You fall behind 18-0 and didn't spend a lot of time in the locker room. What'd you have to say to the guys?
Well, we just can't make shots right now. The ball's not going in the basket, and we know they're doing a good job. That length's giving us a little bit of problem, but hopefully we got the pace we want. They scored 32 points. I told them all week in practice, don't worry about the score. We'll worry about the score of the fourth quarter. See if we can wear them out.
Well, you certainly scrapped there in that second quarter.
Yeah, we're trying. They ain't going to quit. Newberry doesn't quit.
Coach Carey, thanks so much for the visit. Back to Emerson Phillips and Stacy Huff.
All right, thanks again, Bob. Highlights from the first half here, Stacy. A lot of Cougar highlights.
A lot of those, and mainly that guy right there, number 22, Jamal Brown. He's hurt him. He's been an assassin. That's 20 there. Traquan Rayner with a basket. And I was very impressed with this play by Bernard Samuel, the 6'4" guard. And then Trey Miller has been the guy that's tried his best to keep Newberry in the fight. A little bank shot three. That time by Jalen Lindsey. Right there, a little runoff and a steal. They finally got one steal. They only got one steal with the pressure defense, but they're trying to get more of that. Look for more full court pressure in the third quarter by Newberry Emerson. Remember, they scored 31 points in the third last week.
Look at the Newberry field goals in the first half, 4 for 29. And a huge rebounding advantage for North Charleston, almost 2-1. Let's get one more break, and then we'll come back with the start of the second half. It's championship weekend here on the South Carolina High School League Network.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today. My name is Paul. I work for Time Warner Cable as a network engineer. Working with Connect a Million Minds, I've gotten to see how the minds of a lot of young people work. It's watching the light bulb come on, and you really understand that child just had a spark go off, and you helped create that spark.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
Start of the second half in Columbia for the 2A boys title game. Newberry in blue, North Charleston in white as we start the third quarter. We play 8-minute quarters in high school basketball. North Charleston opens in a zone. The pass goes into Prelo, who turns and scores with a left hand.
He's a left-hander. He likes to come up that right shoulder, Emerson. The press, you have to make baskets, so they got to make more shots to set up that pressure defense.
Kaheem Prelo, the 6'3 junior, opens the scoring in the second half. In the second half, off to a far better start for Newberry than the first half. Loose ball on the floor. North Charleston's got it and tied up.
I mean, North Charleston possession on the held ball, Emerson, but you heard Coach Chad Curry coming out of the locker room. Newberry doesn't quit. It's going to be tested right now because North Charleston's come downhill on them so far.
Rayner to put it in for the Cougars. Bounce it underneath the goal. And Brown couldn't hit. And Newberry lost it out. Boy, Miller trying to set up on that wing and lost it out.
Yeah, just sloppy ball handling. You can't afford that. You down 15. Need every break you can get. Again, full court pressure, Emerson.
Bernard Samuel, front court. Cut off on the baseline. Now goes back to the baseline. Floats it up. Tough shot, no. Follow jam, no. Baldwin was there, but he pinned it against the rim.
Mistimed that leap.
And this is Alexander with the finger roll.
They have a ball game coming up right now. They have a ball game. Full court pressure again. It's key right now for North Charleston, Emerson, to break this pressure and get good possessions.
They handle the press. James Brown will set the floor here with a high screen from Williams. Now Williams turns and goes back to the low post. Jumper back iron, tipped up, and it's Reeder high off the floor to control. They get it into Prelo. Prelo goes to work.
Call the travel on that one, Emerson. Again, that's the length bothering you right there. Prelo, we saw him last week. He usually doesn't hesitate. Shuffle those feet. There's right there. Look at Jalen going in, 23 with the scoop to the hoop.
Alexander averaging 16 a game during the year. And he'll need to get going for Newberry if they're going to come back. Samuel may have gotten away with a carry, no call. Backside board, Rayner rejected by Prelo, and it'll be North Charleston's ball. Prelo coming from the backside to swat that ball out.
If Newberry somehow gets this lead under 10 points, you'll see this crowd wake up. We may have a new ball game, but that's just a little ugly shot right there. Prelo over the top, did a good job of not fouling right there.
Newberry's got a little bit more life here to start the third quarter. Williams going baseline, contested and blocked by Prelo. Prelo flailing an elbow.
Plays with a lot of attitude.
Reeder into the front court, bounces it side of the lane. Newberry with Prelo, shot it over to back iron. From right to left, he shot it over the iron. And North Charleston has it again with a 13-point lead. Could be Thunder. Yes, two-hand Thunder. That's Baldwin.
Jamal Baldwin has been an assassin for North Charleston.
Here's Alexander leaning in, banking no good, rebounded by James Brown. Brown breaks out of there with it, shoulder to shoulder with the Newberry defender. Baldwin lost it on the end line, but gets it up top, and North Charleston will reset.
They got to watch Brown sneaking behind the defense. Somebody's got to run the floor with Jamal Brown right now.
Williams up top of the key. Getting it on the floor, 15-footer. Yes.
Beautiful. Anthony Williams. That's why he's all-state, folks. Number 42. Very talented kid.
Reeder bounces it inside on a nice feed to MJ Wise. Beautiful entry pass by Reeder.
15-point ball game.
Press again by Newberry. Stacey, they forced a few turnovers, but not enough with this press.
You got to see if North Charleston can keep their legs going. Remember, they only play about 7 players. That keeps everything, keep their legs fresh as the game goes on.
Samuel lays it off, and underneath it goes, and count it for Trey Rayner.
You got 4 players waiting to check in the ball game for Newberry.
Reeder bounces right wing. Alexander hoists the 3. No, came up short. Offensive board. Prelo.
Full court pressure. Prelo and Johnny on the spot most of the night for Newberry. He's been their entire inside presence, number 14.
Prelo trying to help keep Newberry in this game. Williams takes it in, put up a shot on the dead run, hit the front iron. Now Reeder across the timeline for Newberry. He'll take it in, had it knocked away from behind, out of bounds.
Here comes 4 players for Newberry. They're going to try to ramp it up and see if they can wear down North Charleston. But they got a big hill to climb, Emerson, down 15.
Timeout taken by North Charleston as we get a look at the Newberry bench. The Bulldogs trail North Charleston by 15. That was our margin at halftime. Full timeout taken by North Charleston.
Yeah, they're getting a little fatigued right now, Emerson, I believe.
All right, let's check in with Blake Hall, the North Charleston head coach, talking about what makes this North Charleston team special.
Senior leadership, I have a good group of seniors that, like I said, has played on big stages before, and very unselfish group, a group that just cares about each other more than they care about themselves, and they buy into helping each other to just get to their goal, whatever that might be.
We've seen several clips with Coach Hall, and I enjoy listening to him speak, but every time he's on camera, I'm looking at that hair, Stacey.
That's nice hair now.
He got nice hair. I think he's going to be the head coach of the all-hair team here in 2012.
Yes, sir. Somebody's got to coach him, Emerson. They can't just play by themselves.
Yeah, I have several nominees from this game for the all-hair team. There's Blake Hall. Charles a dapper Dan man, Stacey.
Yes, sir, he is. And I'm telling you, again, to do this in your first year is very impressive. That shows he's a young man, but he obviously has command because they followed his lead academically, as we've already talked about, and obviously on the basketball court. So he's a coach that has a bright future ahead of him.
Vondria Ritter from OW, along with Rose Robinson from Dutch Fork. Zaria Snipes from OW also on the all-hair team last night. LJ Peak, Ryan Keot from Gaffney and Lexington, respectively, on that team. And back to the action here in the 2A championship. North Charleston by 15. They have the basketball. Samuel sprints it into the front court. He'll give it up to James Brown. Brown, top 7 in his class academically with a 3.5 GPA. This is Williams, the All-State forward. Lean in, no good. Follow tip, wouldn't go. Williams staying after it. Swatted in there by Jeremy Summers. Newberry 3-on-2. Behind the back pass, clicked off the heel of a North Charleston player. Out of bounds. Or do we have a foul call?
I'm not sure whether. I believe it's going to be a foul. Yes, it is.
22 Newberry, that's Summers, who blocked the shot on the other end to start the break.
Notorious Booker just lost control. He got out of control on that break. And they're scrambled for the ball. Loose ball foul there on Summers.
Samuel passes front court. Baldwin, strong move. Okay, no basket, foul on the floor.
It's going to be on Trey Miller there, number 42.
The foul occurred before the shot was made by Baldwin, so no basket and the Cougars to inbound. And Wilson just took a forearm to the face inadvertently from Baldwin, and Wilson took a spill there, Stacey, and that's the reason for the whistle.
Yeah, they got to take him out of the game now, I believe, because they stopped the game for him. So, which suits Newberry fine anyway. They sub all the time anyway, and they're going to bring in Jalen Reeder. Take his place. Got hit right in the nose, it looks like, with a little elbow.
No foul call. A timeout by the officials to tend to Wilson, who's out of the game now. So here's North Charleston with number 31, James Brown. Steal by Newberry. Reeder's got it. Pass in front to Alexander. Alexander very deliberate to make sure he got the bucket.
He's a natural scorer, Emerson. He understands how to get a shot up and in from long distance and close. Good patience.
Newberry trying to turn up the pressure, Stacey. We felt like Newberry might be capable of wearing down North Charleston. Newberry playing as many as 13 players today and only 7 or 8 in the fold for North Charleston. We thought the fatigue could become a factor if Newberry could impose the desired tempo on North Charleston.
They're playing at that tempo. This full court pressure is forcing it. They just can't rebound when they get the first miss, though.
Newberry continues to pressure the basketball. Booker right now guarding James Brown. Brown gets a screen from Baldwin. Brown flings it over for a three-pointer. Air ball to right to Reeder. Jalen Reeder, front court. He'll pull up from 16. Airballed it.
2 air balls. Both point guards, both number 11s aren't natural shooters. They're going to let Bernard Sanders shoot all day. They're going to gamble off of him. And then Reeder answers his air ball with another one.
Pivoting is Samuel. Gets it off to Brown. Another high screen from Williams. Into the corner for Rayner. Now it's Williams. He'll put it up from 15. Put it up strong. Offensive rebound.
They can't get the rebound. That's it. They play good defense, Emerson, but you can't give a good team more than one opportunity at the basket.
Baldwin has been dominant on the glass, and let's check the call.
So offensive foul on 42, Anthony Williams.
Pushed off with the free arm as he tried to turn toward the bucket. Get another look here.
That right arm right there. Reeder had a huge height advantage over Reeder. You got to know who's on you. All you got to do is turn and shoot. Got about a 7-inch height advantage on that play.
So here's Newberry down 13. They trailed 18-0 to start the game. Prelo with the left. It'll dance home.
That works for him. That's the shot. He gets it up soft, Emerson. For a big boy, he's got a nice soft touch around the rim. 11-point ball game.
Inside of 1 minute left in the third. Behind the back. Oh, baby.
Beautiful. Beautiful Anthony Williams with the setup. Jamal Baldwin with the finish.
That's the play of the weekend here in Columbia.
Beautiful basketball.
Behind the back pass and the two-hand funda. Newberry back iron off the three. Brown weaving down the floor, a little bit out of control, and he gets bailed out with a foul call.
Yes, sir. Anthony Williams, I said in the pregame, on top of all his other skills, the big man can pass it. He had a behind-the-back pass last week. Look at it. Behind the back with a little jump. And Baldwin, to his credit, had his hands up and ready. Both players did their thing on that, filling the lanes. Great break by the Cougars.
And that dunk, combined with the missed three on the other end, may have stopped Newberry's momentum. They had clawed to cut it to an 11-point game. Now it's back out to 14 as Brown knocks down the first foul shot with Blake Hall looking on. Right foot in front of the left for James Brown. Ranked in the top 7 in his class, grade-wise. Stacy, very impressive.
Yes,
baseline shot. No good. Another Baldwin board.
Baldwin's stuffing the stat sheet right now.
"15 seconds left in the quarter. Brown backs it out with 4 seconds. 3. That's a 2-point shot. Hit the glass, and that's all. And that'll bring us to a close here in the third quarter. Newberry had cut it to 11, but North Charleston scores the final 4 to push it back out to a 15-point lead. A look at some of the highlights as we take you to a break. Start of the fourth coming up next at the CLA.
Tyler Ryan here with some breaks for less math. You know, some guys are going to give you a 2-wheel brake job. It's going to be about $200. At Brakes for Less, you get brakes on 4 wheels for $99. Let me add this up. A $99 4-wheel brake job is twice the work for half the money. That is the kind of math that just makes sense. Brakes for Less is the only way to stop.
Brakes for Less. 6 locations, including Irmo and Lexington. Ladies, come in on Wednesday and get 20% off. Call 254-STOP.
This is Regine. Her parents taught her about success and the power of a dream. Regine chose Virginia College for cosmetology and got the skills she needed to start her own client list. Today, Regine owns an award-winning hair salon and helps others realize the power of their dreams. Sometimes, success starts when the lessons that change you help you change the world. Virginia College, your success starts here. Call or visit vc.edu.
Unlike a bank, Safe Federal Credit Union never pistol whipped a hermit crab. Unlike a bank, Safe has defeated Chuck Norris in hand-to-beard combat. Almost. Unlike a bank, Safe smells like chocolate. But most importantly, Safe is not for profit and member-owned, so you get lower fees, better rates, more services, and you get to keep more of your money. Unlike a bank. Experience Safe Federal Credit Union, where my membership matters.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
Set for the start of the fourth quarter here at the Colonial Life Arena in Columbia for the basketball version of the Weekend of Champions. Emerson Phillips with Stacy Huff and Bob Shields, and we're joined courtside now by the Assistant Commissioner from the South Carolina High School League, Skip Lax, joins us. Skip, how are you?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Glad to be here.
We appreciate you taking time to join us. You are in charge of the basketball operation for the South Carolina High School League, and you oversee everything that goes on here at the Colonial Life Arena. Talk about how it's been for you this weekend.
It's been fantastic. It's been hectic, but starting off with the games we had last night and continuing on today, they've just been great games. You can look around, see the crowd is fantastic. Might be one of our records in recent years, and it's just a great venue for high school basketball and a great experience for our student athletes and our fans.
Skip, did we have an attendance figure from last night's 4A action?
No, not to my knowledge. I'm going to estimate probably in the area of at least 10,000.
Okay, that's what we had guesstimated, and that's a huge turnout for high school basketball, which we get every year here at the Colonial Life Arena. Talk about the high school league. You know, the Weekend of Champions gets a lot of attention in Columbia, but the state semifinals are a big event also, and those are held at different sites. Last week, Florence hosted the lower state title games. Greenville hosted the upper state, and you ran that as well. Talk about the semifinals.
Right, yeah, well, the semifinals are really an event very much like the finals here, and it's two opportunities the week prior to the state for this same experience to be shared by the players in the communities around the state. And for the first time, the Florence Civic Center hosted lower state in Florence, and that's a great venue. And the Bilo Center up in Greenville has been a great partner with the league for a few years now, hosting the upper state. And again, gave an opportunity really for 16 schools to participate on both the upper and lower state.
Skip Lax, Assistant Commissioner with the South Carolina High School League, is our guest here courtside. And Skip, we still got a couple of games left here. The 3A championships yet to be decided, and it's a long couple of days of basketball for you and your staff, and wanted to get you to talk about your staff. I know you have a lot of people that help you out.
Oh, absolutely. It's a true definition of a team effort. The high school league, we have a staff of 9. With Jerome Singleton serving as the commissioner and 4 assistants and 4 other crucial personnel that work in the office, and everybody has some involvement in some way in putting together an event like this as well as our semifinals.
Three-pointer for the Newberry Bulldogs, and they've kept the Charleston lead to 12.
Trey Miller, number 42 with that shot. I believe his third 3 of the ball game.
Skip, you work all weekend, but do you get a chance to sit down and watch any of the basketball?
In the weeks leading up to prior, I try to catch a game a week at various parts of the state and throughout the season, not only to watch the play, but also to observe the officials and the job they're doing, and again to speak with coaches, and again, have an opportunity not only to enjoy the games, but see how they're going across the state, and that gives me a pretty good sense of how the season's going as we make our way to the championships.
Well, Skip, we can't thank you and Jerome Singleton and the South Carolina High School League enough for allowing us to be a part of the broadcast this weekend. Thanks for coming over to see us. Great to see you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the job that you guys do and the exposure you provide for our student athletes in our community. Thanks again, guys.
No problem. You do a great job, man. Skip Lax
from the High School League. 42-30, North Charleston. The Trey Miller 3 has cut it to 12. Stacy, 6.5 minutes left. Still time for Newberry.
It's plenty of time, and James Brown went down with an injury. I don't know if he's coming back or not, but if that rotation gets cut to 6, Emerson, it could be a problem. And number 24 is going to check in to take his place there for North Charleston. Josh Gant, a 5'9" sophomore who I don't believe has played yet in the ball game. So the rotation's already slim at North Charleston. 6.5 minutes is a lot to try to hold on to a 12-point lead.
And again, if you join us late, Newberry fell behind 18-0. North Charleston shot a high percentage in that first quarter. They attacked the basket. They got the ball to the rim. They forced turnovers, and they just dominated the first quarter. North Charleston led 20-3 at the end of the first period. It was 32-15 at halftime. And Newberry has managed to cut it to 12. North Charleston at the line now with their sophomore, number 24, Josh Gant, who rattles out that first free throw.
Next possession for Newberry will be huge, Emerson. They're going to have a chance to cut the lead to 9 or 10. This will be a tremendous mental hurdle to overcome.
Second foul shot short. Newberry could not. Yeah, they fumbled it out.
And that's a problem. They have not done a good job of corralling rebounds. They're giving North Charleston too many shots at the basket.
And now Newberry, or North Charleston rather, turns it over.
One fumble begets another fumble. Newberry fans waiting on a reason to erupt. Dog Nation ready to bark.
They cut it to 11 at one point. That's the closest they've been since early in the game. 4-3, Alexander back iron. Loose ball. Wilson had a hand on it, and I believe it's off of him. Out of bounds to North Charleston.
Emerson, that 3 goes in right there. They cut the lead to 9. The place erupts. It's just that close. You never know. Momentum is a funny thing.
Samuel will bring it up on Jalen Alexander. Williams sets a screen. Wilson hits the floor. We play on. This is Gant. Up top for number 20, Rayner. Loose ball taken away by Booker. Booker to Miller. Miller missed, but Booker missed, and the tip up and in by Kaheem Preload.
He's been the man for them today. Kaheem Preload, he heads up this press. A 10-point ball game.
Newberry fans making some noise. Miller goes for the steal and knocked it out, and now this Newberry crowd getting into the ball game.
They're coming at you in swarms. Emerson, take a look right here. Deflection right. Look at the quickness of Booker. Stayed in bounds, got the ball to the middle, and Miller finishes on his own, but didn't go in, and nobody got back. If North Charleston gets back on defense, they're there for that rebound. They didn't hustle back. I think they're getting tired, Emerson.
And a timeout has been taken with 5:34 remaining. A good look at Chad Carey, the head coach of Newberry. And Stacy, for the first time today, really it feels like we got ourselves a ball game.
And you know what? And Newberry will take it. It's better than not at all. Better late than never. But 5:34 is, again, a long time as the legs are starting to go. And Coach Hall right there imploring his team to stay with the game plan. But it's already too late. The pace is a Newberry pace already.
Both teams making their way back out on the floor with 5:34 left. North Charleston will inbound in front of the Newberry bench. Samuel will put it in play for the Cougars.
These next couple of minutes will be huge for both teams.
Bennett Wilson picks up James Brown. Brown bounces it right side. Inside to Williams for a little 8-footer. Playing between the iron and the backboard and out of bounds to Newberry.
Kaheem Prelo has been a beast on the boards for Newberry Emerson. He had great position on that one. He's been there one guy in the paint battling, and he's been taking on North Charleston by himself.
So here's Newberry, a chance to cut it to single digits. Wilson picked up by Williams. Alexander into the corner for Miller. Danced across the rim, no good. Baseball pass, home run ball. Alexander couldn't defend. Williams will finish. Alexander tried to get a hand on it, could not do it. And Williams with an easy layup for North Charleston. Now it's Prelo. Prelo going after his own miss. And a foul here on North Charleston, it would appear.
Game's getting pretty physical. It's Coach Hall coaching them up over there.
Head fake the three. Alexander steps in, got tripped up, got the pass away. Three-pointer would not go. And it's Samuel plucking that batted ball out of the air.
Good to see James Brown back in the ball game after getting injured earlier.
This is Brown. Brown,
nice.
Tough shot.
Nice play. Palmer's got a brand new bag. Good shot by Brown that time.
Alexander, long two. Yes. And Chad Carey right next to the official to get the timeout call. They're going to milk this 4:08 remaining here, Stacy.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to foul. I believe they'll press and foul and try to make this final 4:08 last as long as possible.
Yeah, they're not going to let North Charleston have a coronation now, celebration in the fourth quarter. They're going to make them work for it.
46-34 is our score.
Trey Miller's had a couple of big threes in the ball game, but in the fourth quarter, they needed some shots to go down. They haven't made that big dagger shot to pull them back in the ball game and cut the lead under 10 points. They're just rimming out, and they're not doing a good job on the board. So North Charleston has done their part using their height advantage to control the boards on both ends of the floor.
Championship weekend, a real opportunity for these communities to come out and support their high schools. Stacy, when your team makes the championship game, a lot of folks in the community who may not normally attend on a regular basis will make the trip to Columbia to watch their team. In many cases, it's their alma mater play for the championship.
No doubt about it. It is, again, just a unification type situation. I think the principal for Newberry made a good point about that. It brings together the entire counties in some situations. So it's a good thing to see. It's a good time for the culmination down here, the weekend of champions.
Here we go, 4:08 left. Newberry pressing with North Charleston and James Brown trying to bring it across the timeline. He crosses over Wilson, drives down the right side of the lane and foul.
Deceptively fast. James Brown's quicker than he looks. 6'1" as a senior. Very steady ball handler.
Yeah, Brown took it down the center of the lane and forced contact. I believe North Charleston may shoot some free throws the rest of the way here, Stacy. That's 6 fouls on Newberry, just 2 fouls on North Charleston.
But they're going to have a chance to show off their free throw shooting skills. Didn't make that one, but Newberry's problems on the other end. They got to get better looks on offense.
Oh for 2 on the trip. And a poke away by Brown. It went right to Baldwin. Again, Brown brings it up, this time guarded by Jalen Alexander. Brown bounce feed, Baldwin lost a handle. and could not score. And Newberry's got it. Great bounce speed to Baldwin, who couldn't finish. Three-pointer on the way. Yes!
9-point ball game, Emerson.
The fourth three-pointer of this ball game for Newberry sophomore Trey Miller. Newberry to within 9, the closest they've been since falling behind 18-0. And
they get him 2 shots. He get him a 2-shot foul on that, Emerson.
Booker fouled. So Notorious Booker back to the foul line here. And here's a look at the last play, the reach in. Boy, Newberry benefited. I believe that foul may have been on the floor, but they give Booker the 2-shot foul.
And he didn't take advantage of it. They need every point right now. Points at a premium.
Newberry fans and students looking on, a ton of blue jerseys and shirts here in the Colonial Life Arena to support these Newberry Bulldogs. 0 for 2.
Both of them. Needed those 2. First time it's been under 10 Emerson system early in the first quarter.
Since it was 8-0.
Exactly, sir.
2:39 on the rolling game clock. Baldwin to Brown. Side of the lane, Williams. He'll spin, pivot. Oh, missed the shot. He'll earn a foul and a trip to the line.
Getting late in the day. 2:29 to play. It's getting late for Newberry.
Here's Anthony Williams. 77% free throw shooter. And I'll tell you what, Stacy, as high school kids go nowadays, 77% at the line is very good.
You're right. That's just a lost art, shooting a free throw. And, they're free. It says it right there in the name of them. The kids don't shoot them like they used to. Don't take them seriously. Right on time, doesn't miss.
1 of 2 for Williams. The lead back to 10 for North Charleston.
Newberry needs some threes up right now.
Newberry with Alexander for a long 2. It came up short. Hit the rim twice, no good. And that was Samuel with the rebound and a near steal by Alexander. Out of bounds. It'll be North Charleston's ball. Chad Carey continuing to coach up his Bulldogs. He said at halftime, hey, Newberry doesn't quit.
And they have not.
Whistling a foul here.
And they're going to foul James Brown, who missed his last 2 free throws, by the way.
That's the 8th Newberry foul, so we'll see a parade to the foul line here. 1-1 coming up for James Brown. 12 points per game, 5 assists a contest throughout the year for Brown.
There you go. Nice shot there. Nice rotation. Nice form.
3A Girls Championship game coming up next. The Wade Hampton Generals and the Dreher Blue Devils from right here in Columbia.
You know a thing about Dreher High School, Emerson?
I do know a thing or two about Dreher. Yes, I do.
Walk those hallways a little bit, I'm thinking.
I did. I'm going to go sit in the stands and be a fan for this next game, Stacey.
I understand.
Three-pointer, Miller!
It's an 8-point ball game, Emerson Phillips.
1:58 to play. Another timeout on the floor. Newberry continues to inch closer. Trey Miller with three-pointer number 5 in the game.
Yeah, he's been the guy that's kept them in the ball game. He may shoot them back into contention, but is there enough time is the key. 1:58 to play. North Charleston's got to make free throws here to win it. They're champions if they make them.
Chad Carey telling his team, keep fighting, keep hustling, keep playing hard. You got to commend Newberry for the ability to come back an 18-0 deficit to begin the ball game. You just couldn't have asked for a better start for North Charleston or a more nightmarish beginning for Newberry. And they have stayed in there. They have not hung their heads. They have continued to scrap against a taller North Charleston team. And we got ourselves a ball game inside of 2 minutes left. Kick ball, the call. MJ Wilson.
Yeah,
to kick on it.
The good news is they're on a 40-30 run, but the bad news is they spotted them 18 before that. That's the problem. Got a foul now. Or not.
Oh, the steal by Bennett Wilson. Wilson will jump, yes, right to the bucket. And it's a 6-point game. Press by Newberry. Samuel looking for help, had to get a timeout call, and Chad Carey pumping fists coming off of the Newberry bench for this timeout. 1:28 left regulation time. Here's the steal by Wilson.
Good job. He got under good control, got a pretty good little shot up there, and he took a little hit. You know, I think he was trying to draw a 3-point play there, got himself under control, went off 2 feet, Emerson. Just a solid play all the way around by Bennett Wilson.
Still an air of calm in the North Charleston huddle.
Yeah, they got, right now what the coach is telling his players, they have certain players who are better free throws than others. You know, you want the ball to find the right players on your team, Emerson. They got to, you know, probably set some screens and get the ball in the hands of their better ball handlers and free throw shooters if you're North Charleston right now, because this Newberry defense has picked up intensity even more. It's been pretty intense all day. It's actually an air of desperation in the defense now.
Newberry will set up its press. They will not guard the inbounder, Bernard Samuel. Samuel gets it into Williams. Now it's Samuel picked up, double teamed, jump ball call, and it'll be, okay, North Charleston's ball on the alternate possession.
He tried to call a timeout and didn't get it, Emerson. The problem with that is now you've used up that possession. Any other held ball goes to Newberry now.
1:19 left. Samuel sends it into the backcourt to James Brown. Wilson went for another steal, nearly got it, but Brown picks it up. No foul call, and there's the foul. A couple of Newberry players, Reeder and MJ Wise, could have got the foul on either one of them, I believe. And this will send James Brown to the foul line.
It's big here.
Offensive substitutions for Newberry. Reeder and Wise leave. The three-point marksman, Trey Miller, checks back in along with Notorious Booker.
You know,
Here's Brown.
Yeah, there is. Soul brother number 1. There's a huge difference, Emerson, between a 2-possession game and a 3-possession game with 1:10 to play. So let's see what the Godfather can do here at the line.
Short on the first foul shot. Rebounded by Bennett Wilson.
A 3 here makes it interesting.
Booker for 3.
We got a ball game. You can look at this. We can look at this.
Newberry Bulldogs back from the dead. And they've cut it to 3 with 55 seconds left. Newberry commits the foul. We'll have more North Charleston foul shots. 55.7 seconds left. The 3 by Booker.
They don't stop coming, man. They do not stop coming. And there's no quit in these Bulldogs whatsoever. Beautiful shot by the notorious PG. Mr. Booker there. He's a 6-foot sophomore. Only a sophomore, Emerson.
North Charleston is in the double bonus, so they'll shoot 2 the rest of the way. And that's Williams missing the first foul shot. But he made the second, and it's North Charleston by 4. This is Alexander, counted,
and 1. The hoop, the harm, the leading scorer for Newberry Bulldogs, Jalen Alexander. Almost shuffled the feet there, got under control, and that's just a beautiful finish. That's a scorer. Again, folks, that can't be taught. He got in midair and got hung out there. Found the rim, though. And got a chance for one. And North Charleston has not shot free throws very well in this fourth quarter, Emerson.
So here's Alexander shooting one. Listen to the jubilation inside the Colonial Life Arena. The Newberry fans are going bonkers.
Newberry County is inside the building.
North Charleston scored the game's first 18 points. North Charleston led 20-3 at the end of the first quarter. And they had a 17-point halftime lead. Newberry has scrapped and clawed and cut it to one.
Huge defense right here.
The inbound to Williams. Back to James Brown. Newberry pressing. And Williams. They just beat the 10-second count. Now Williams. This is Samuel.
They're trying to foul. They're trying to foul.
26, 25 seconds. Reeder. Williams lays it inside. Rejected by Brelo. And this is why. This is Trey Miller. 9 seconds. 8. Timeout from the Newberry bench. Or did we have a foul?
It's a foul, Emerson.
Okay, Chad Carey was trying to get the timeout call, but we have a North Charleston foul.
Jalen Reeder has a chance to go to the line, Emerson, to give his team a lead. Beautiful block that time. Who was that masked man? Kaheem Prelo, who's played just an outstanding ball game for Newberry College.
Where would Newberry be without Kaheem Prelo?
He's put this town, this school on his back.
His production on the glass, the scoring punch that he has provided, presence on the inside has been substantial, to say the least, for Newberry. All right, the injured player is 31, James Brown.
Cramps, it looks like.
Stacy, we're still not sure. I believe we had a North Charleston foul call.
Yeah, it's 1-1. It's going to be...
Well, no, North Charleston has only committed 5 fouls, so it would not be a shooting foul unless...
He was in active shooting.
Unless he was in the act of shooting, which I don't believe he was. So we're still trying to straighten out the situation for you.
One of the coaches from Newberry just pointed out about they get the ball out under the basket.
Okay, so
the inbounds from under the basket. They just check with the referee. So they call up a play at 5.7. Emerson, do they go for the... Yeah, they're going to get the ball out of bounds. They're going to get a chance to go for a play here. Who you go to, Emerson? Who's your guy? Leading scorer is Jalen Alexander, number 23. But Trey Miller's carried him today.
Everybody in the building is on their feet. 5.7 seconds left. Everybody in the building except for James Brown, who's still down with cramps.
And I'll tell you what, no matter what happens right here, regardless of the outcome, you got to admire Newberry High School for fighting back. They didn't quit. And North Charleston has fought valiantly as well. They've been tired for a while now. They've managed to hold on and make just enough plays.
Right. They're working with essentially a 7-man rotation. They have gotten a couple of other kids in the game, but not for very long. I mean, it's been their starting 5 most of the game.
Yes, sir. And James Brown's not going to be able to go here in this last 5.7. It looks like Emerson. It looks like number 15, Jamal Washington, a 6'1" senior, is entering the ball game.
We saw Lexington dealing with cramps in their overtime loss last night to Gaffney in the 4A state championship. So Here we go, 5.7 seconds remaining. North Charleston has led throughout. Newberry basketball. Williams nearly stole the inbound pass.
Careless pass. Another timeout's going to be called by Coach Chad Carey.
I don't think that's the inbound pass he wanted. Underneath the goal.
No, sir.
Clear across the court into the corner.
And they'll inbound it from that same spot. Emerson near us on this baseline to our right.
And it's not an ideal spot to be inbounding from, given the fact that the backboard obstructs your ability to pass the ball to certain areas of the floor.
Another thing that little deflection caused Emerson, James Brown is not going to re-enter the ball game. They had them a man down with a seldom used player in the lineup. North Charleston, now James Brown, one of their better players. Looks like he's going to check back into the ball game right here. So a missed opportunity for Newberry.
Blake Hall, first-year head coach, has got North Charleston in the championship game. They have not trailed tonight. In his first year as the head coach at North Charleston High School. So here we go out of the timeout. Exactly 5 seconds remaining. Newberry with the ball. And the little fella, Jalen Reeder, over to inbound.
They got a chance for a shot and a putback if necessary.
Reeder looking for Prelo, not there. Trey Miller for three. Ball game! The Cougars from North Charleston hang on to capture the 2A state title here in Columbia.
Congratulations to North Charleston Cougars. They fought hard. Raheem Prelo is inconsolable. Young man played a heck of a ball game. But North Charleston, too much height and too much lead early in the ball game.
North Charleston withstands a furious comeback bid by the Newberry Bulldogs to hang on for a 49-48 victory. And our congratulations to North Charleston High School, 23-6 to wrap up the year. And a state championship in the first year for head coach Blake Hall. Terrific effort by these North Charleston players. Baldwin played big. Let's go onto the court with Bob Shields.
Coach Blake Hall, your first year here at North Charleston, you go up 18-0 and hang on to win by one. I mean, you've just got to be so proud, especially of these seniors.
I'm happy for this group. This group earned it. They worked hard all year and bought into what I was teaching them, and they earned it. I wasn't happy with how it ended because coaching, you always want to coach them to the very end, but I'm proud of them. They earned this, and this group of seniors going out with a win is very special.
Congratulations, Coach Hall. The North Charleston Cougars are your state champions. We'll have the trophy presentation, all the festivities continuing. Emerson and Stacy, take it away.
Stacy, a lot of folks will remember this game for a very long time. Two quality competitors here. Both teams laid it on the line. North Charleston dominated the first half. Newberry gave everything it had trying to come back and win.
No doubt about it. Congratulations again to North Charleston.
All right, let's get a break. We'll come back with the medals and trophy presentations. The North Charleston Cougars, your 2012 2A state champs. This is number 3.
Look at the flip pass. Here comes Lee. Lee, one-on-one. Fire, scores.
From the acute angle. David Frazier.
Championship point, Del Toro. That's it. Hillcrest wins. It is Sanders. Sanders pulling away, showing his speed.
For all the best in South Carolina High School League Championship action, both live and on demand, your destination is SCHSL.TV.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect.
Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the SCHSL network, go to SCHSL.TV/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
Come at you. One shot.
Newberry outscores North Charleston 21-7 in the fourth quarter, but North Charleston hangs on to win by 1 point in the 2A championship game. Let's listen in for the medal presentations.
Number 3, Bennett Wilson. Number 4, Notorious Booker. Number 5, MJ Wise. Number 10, Jimmy Willingham. Number 11, Jalen Reeder. Number 12, TJ Bulware. Number 14, Kaheem Prelo. Number 20, Tavares Curitan. Number 21, Tyon Williams. Number 22, Jeremy Summers. Number 23, Jalen Alexander. Number 31, Jalen Lindsay. Number 32, Tyrek Gallman. Number 33, Greeley Sadler. And number 42, Trey Miller. And also number 44 for the Newberry Bulldogs. And to head coach and athletic director Chad Carey, assistant coaches Adonis Hill and Michael Hughes, the cheerleaders, and everyone involved with the Newberry High School basketball team. And now, making the runner-up trophy presentation is Jerome Singleton, Commissioner of the South Carolina High School League. He presents the trophy to Chad Carey and the Newberry High School Bulldogs. Congratulations to the Bulldogs on a fine season. They finished 25-4. How about it for the Newberry High School Bulldogs? And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the same order, we will present the medals for the state champions, the North Charleston High School Cougars. Making the presentations for North Charleston High School, Dr. James Winbush, Associate Superintendent, Robert Grimm, Principal, Nate Pearson, Athletics Director, David Spurlock, AD, District. And now, for the North Charleston High School Cougars. Number 1, Jamiraquan Middleton. Number 5, Josh Middleton. Number 11, Bernard Samuel. Number 15, Jamal Washington. Number 20, Traquan Rayner. Number 22, Jamal Baldwin. Number 23, Tyreek Moody. Number 24, Josh Gant. Number 31, James Brown. And number 42, Anthony Williams. Also, head coach Blake Hall, assistant coaches and cheerleaders, and all involved with North Charleston High School, plus championship t-shirts presented to North Charleston High School. Making the presentation will be Mr. Skip Blacks, assistant commissioner for the South Carolina High School League. He will present the 2011-2012 state championship trophies to the North Charleston High School Cougars, champions.
That'll wrap it up from the Colonial Life Arena in Columbia. North Charleston by 1 point over Newberry in a riveting 2A boys championship game here in 2012. I want to thank our crew from the South Carolina High School League Network. Friends, don't forget to pick up a DVD copy of this broadcast You can get one at our website, which is SCHSL.TV. Log on and get your copy today. My broadcast partner is Stacy Huff. My name is Emerson Phillips, the North Charleston Cougars, your 2A state champions here in South Carolina.
Tyler Ryan here with some breaks for less math.